Episode 4, Exciting News.
Dear Mary Lou, now I know I've been real retarded in sending y'all any news about our massage parlor, and I'm sure y'all been on prickles and pickles, just waiting for us to spill the beans. So here I am. And before I forget, Billy Bob done said something about a itty-bitty email y'all sent. He says he glanced on through it, but it didn't seem to be anything important. He's real sorry he hit that there little old delete button before he realized that I might want to see it. But I said it was probably just congratulations and all, so thanks a bunch. Anyways, things was going along real good in the renovating department. Y'all probably didn't know, but we was real lucky getting that late-night noise exemption thing from the town. Some of them old biddies on your street tried to get up a petition to have the construction stopped. Can you imagine? They even tried to pretend your name was on it. Whoever done it done a real good job at copying your signature. Looked just like you right. I'd had my checkbook, I was you, Mary Lou. So things was chugging along, and Billy Bob was in charge and having the time of his life, digging things up and chopping things down, making all kinds of space in that old house. He hit the ballroom running, and we decided them Roman tubs should go on in there. I have no idea why they's called that, but Billy Bob says it's 'cause they're so darn big, you and a couple other fellas could go roaming round in them easy. So Billy Bob and his friend Hank each had a chainsaw, and they started into making big old holes in the floor for them tubs. Well, what do you think? Next thing you know, that floor just started to kind of fold into the middle. Them old boys was holding on by their fingernails and just screaming their lungs out. Funniest thing I seen since your wedding photo showed up in the men's room at the local roadhouse. And don't bother asking me how I seen 'em. Just trust me on this one. Well, make a long story quite a bit smaller, Billy Bob and Hank was so darn mad that they up and quit on me. They're spending dawn to dusk down by the creek, nursing their bruises in a jug of white lightning, just as ornery as a couple of gators. So I was up the creek myself, not knowing how I was going to proceed. Well, don't tell me that the Almighty don't look out for fools and drunks, 'cause the next thing I know, my prayers was answered. I was into the Belle of the Ball Beauty Saloon, having the usual morning touch-up to my beehive, when what do I spy? Not them Martha Stewpot and Oprah Wimpy magazines. No siree. This was one of them survivalist deals, with bags of gorgeous pictures of men wearing tattoos, flashback stripes, and not much else. Well, after I near wore them pages out, I happened to come across some ads at the back. There, just when I was on the edge of despair, what do I see? Why, an ad for a little old architect, that's what. Them inspectors that nosed round after the chainsaw problem said I needed one of them guys real bad. But Hexper ain't got nothing fancy like that, and I sure wasn't going to send off to New York or Paris for one. Well, I phoned the number, and turns out this guy was way up in Canada somewheres. Place called Medicine Hut, I think he said. He told me he works for a big company called Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, known all over the world. Seems this fella, Myron Pinkham, that's his name, wants to branch out a bit and is in a bit of a rush to move for some reason. Probably them freezing winters up there, though we did mention something about staying down here till the heat's off. Don't make much sense to me. You'd think after being up there he'd want the heat on all the time. Anyways, he sounds real nice. Talks funny but friendly-like from what I could understand. He says he'd be glad to help out with the spa and knows all about ballrooms and bathrooms and Roman tubs and such. He seems so worried about finding a place to live that I told him he could bunk in with Billy Bob and I. I know the trailer ain't so spacious, but I figure if I make Billy Bob's hound Prince sleep outside, Mr. Pinkham can have Prince's bed. So that'll work out just fine. Mr. Pinkham says we can work out financial arrangements when he gets here. That's the way he talks, real classy. He's coming by bus as being better to get an idea of the landscape and such. He's leaving tonight, and I can expect him early next week. Oh, sister, I'm so excited. I just have the feeling that this here Mr. Pinkham is going to change our lives completely. Love to you and the whole darn family, Cindy Lou. P.S. Mayor Lou, I'm a little short on good sheets for Prince's bed. Well, of course now it's Mr. Pinkham's bed, so that's the reason I need something special. You and Bo always have real fancy stuff on your bed. Do you suppose I could loan a pair of sheets off of you? Something with lace would be nice. I'll be by to pick 'em up later in the week. I'll need a couple pillows and a throw, too. And don't be giving me none of that old-timey patchwork stuff. This here boy is quality through and through. C.L.